Okay, here we go. My name is Tony Lenox. I'm the Senior Vice President of Customer Success at Imprivata. I grew up in upstate New York in Sullivan County in the Catskill Mountains. I went to school at the University of Scranton in Scranton, Pennsylvania, which has been made famous by the TV show The Office. I was raised on rock and roll, but I like all kinds of music, jazz, country, everything. And there was a DJ in California when I lived out there who had a saying or a line that said, "There's no such thing as a bad song, only varying tastes." I began my career in customer success when I worked as an intern for IBM. And I was in college, of course, and that was the first time that I really had an experience with the customer and the customer aspect of technology. I was going to school for engineering, but during that internship, I got to work with people who are at the end of the technology. So it wasn't just about the technology, it was about how people were using it. And that stuck with me and influenced my career decisions going forward. I chose to join Imprivata because of healthcare IT. It makes a difference. It's not just a technology company, but also Imprivata, the structure that Imprivata had at the time, they were building all customer-facing teams under one executive. And in my experience, there are many ways to do that in companies, and they're not wrong. But if you have all customer-facing teams, post-sales customer-facing teams under one executive, it tends to give the best outcome for the customer. The customer can feel it. And I really agreed with that and wanted to be part of building that at Imprivata. At Imprivata, we do whatever it takes to help our customers, and what that means to us and for our customers is our technology is at the sort of the front door of how clinicians access information. And so we're part of a very sometimes complex technology stack, but we make it simple. That also means if there's a problem, customers call us, and it may not be our technology that's causing the problem, but since we are the front door, we take those calls, we expect to take those calls and help our customers solve the problem wherever it is. Outside of work, in the winters, I would be found skiing, and in the summers, I'd be doing some wake surfing, which is a new and exciting thing that I've learned in the last couple of years. The big customer success goal for me at Imprivata is our customer retention. We do have a lot of great metrics and good feedback from customers as far as NPS, and customer satisfaction for support and professional services, but our retention rate, our customer retention rate for renewals, 99% is a goal. I mean, 100% would be great. We do very well in the industry. Having a 97 or 98% retention rate, which we do, is fantastic, but I want it to be 99 or 100. My favorite place in the office is a conference room named Chimichanga, and the reason for that is it's the conference room that often hosts an event that we call Scotch Thursdays. Because I work for Imprivata, my go-to meal for lunch is pizza. If I could have dinner with anyone, dead or alive, I would have dinner with John Bonham, the drummer for Led Zeppelin. He's not with us anymore, but if he was, I think we'd have a heck of a good time. When I was younger, I wanted to be an astronaut. That was the first thing I thought about when I considered what I would be growing up. I was inspired, and my first book was an astronaut book. Ultimately, I didn't pursue that, but that was it. I think today, one of the greater inspirations for me right now is actually Bill Gates. And it's not because of what he accomplished at Microsoft, although that's certainly part of it. It's how he, got to where he is. But where he is now, and after his career, his philanthropy, what he's doing is inspiring to me, having a second career and a second purpose beyond your job. I hope my team would describe me as being someone who's an empowering leader. I support them, but I very rarely sort of impose thoughts or ideas. I might suggest, and they have a lot of freedom to accomplish what they need to accomplish, and I hope that would be part of their answer. I have been lucky or blessed to be able to work for 3 companies who have done IPO. I think the first one was the most exciting. Everything's new and exciting. The second one, in both of those companies, I worked for a lot of years before the company reached that goal. I joined Imprivata pre-IPO as well. However, Imprivata was sort of well on their way. I was only here about a year before that happened. But working for a company that's accomplished an IPO is a pretty exciting thing. Hiring in Imprivata, I look for a passion for healthcare. I mean, there are a lot of talented people there in their respective areas, everything from marketing to technical to whatever. And you may have worked at enterprise software companies before, but we look for a passion for healthcare because our market is unique and it really differentiates us. I've been to Maui and really loved it. More recently, I've been to Italy, and I have to say, it's a pretty close second at least. The secret to keeping customers happy is listening to what the customer's needs are and really what's driving them. We can always solve a technical problem. Many of my teams do that, but we're really there to solve more than the technical problem. And if there's an issue, you have to listen to the customer. There's an old saying that I learned a long time ago: customers don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. So you have to listen. On a Saturday night, the place I'd most like to be is playing my drums in a band. I used to play in a band regularly. Now we're on hiatus. We're still together. But I like playing the drums, and that's what I like to do on weekends. If I could give myself advice as a younger man, it would be to know that everything would be okay with my children. You're always, as a parent growing up, your kids are growing up and you want to do the best for them. I think it was a big driving factor for me. And now sort of I'm on the other end of that and everything turned out well. And I would have liked to have known that up front. Passion. We have a passion for a lot of things around here. We are passionate about healthcare and what we do, but we're passionate about even things we do together culturally, passionate about food, passion. My favorite thing about working at Imprivata is that it has to be food. There is food everywhere. I know it's in our culture, we talk about it, people can say that, but it is so true every day. I don't think I bring or buy lunch maybe once a week. And it brings us together. So it's not just that I love food, but people come together over food, and Imprivata, we do that. In any meeting, even if you're not invited to the meeting, you can go in and steal some food sometimes. People don't mind. Food brings people together, and so we have an excuse to do that regularly, and everyone seems to enjoy it. The first thing I do if I win the lottery is I'd buy a bigger boat. The last book I read was Alone at Dawn, which was about Medal of Honor recipient John Chapman. I think in 5 years, Imprivata is going to be known as the digital identity and access management company for healthcare. We're already on that track. Customers know us and clinicians love us for what we do today, but we're growing and solving more issues for the customers along the security stack. I would say learn to listen to customers. It is not all about technology. I have an engineering background, and early in my career, I focused on technology, and what I valued or what I felt I brought to the world, my value was what I knew technically. And making that transition from it's not just about the technology, but it's about people, listening to people, employees and customers, that's the advice I would give. It's an important part of the journey that I've had in my career. Well, we're in healthcare IT, which is the market that we serve. It's not just about the technology. It's not even just about the users of our technology, which is most often the clinician, but it's about, at the end, we're actually helping patients. There are people beyond our users of our technology at the end that we're helping. The most interesting customer complaint that one of my teams has ever received was actually a complaint that had nothing to do with our software or our product. We received a complaint from a customer who had a concern or an issue with Ford Motor Company, and we helped to take care of that. My most prized possession is my drum set, and it's because my daughter gave me this new drum set after she graduated college as a way to say thank you to me. I know, it's kind of right here. Yeah.